A lot of people think that closed guard is just a beginner's position or it's a place to stall during a long match, but it's simply not true. It's still one of the most effective positions to attack from in Jiu-Jitsu. In this video, we'll show you how to make closed guard a weapon, how to play an effective closed guard by understanding exactly what makes it work. The first thing we need to talk about is connections. In closed guard, our most important connection is our hip-to-hip connection that we make tight by curling our heels to our butt. This makes it harder for our opponent to escape, and it also allows us to have a stronger knee pull, which we'll talk about soon. The next big concept to talk about is posture. What we absolutely cannot have is an opponent who has a strong wedge between our bodies. One of the best ways to deal with these wedges is through the use of 2-on-1 grips, things like 2-on-1 elbows, arm drags, and 2-on-1 wrist grips. Our goal when breaking posture should be to get our opponent's hands either to the mat or get their elbow across our center line. When fighting for these grips, it's important to acknowledge the fact that we're always pulling our knees to our chest, performing what we call a knee pull. This allows us to keep our opponent off balance and begin attacking. Our general game plan from closed guard should be first to get their arm across our body so we can go for the back take. If that doesn't work, it will typically give us an angle to start attacking things like sweeps and submissions from there. Or we can create movement by going towards our opponent, which will typically open up the system all over again. From closed guard, our opponent's reaction is more than likely going to be to start standing up.
Every battle from closed guard is essentially a battle over posture.
If you're looking to open closed guard, just stand up.
Knowing that, it's important to be able to transition effectively to forms of open guard when they do stand up. Here, Owen Jones uses the threat of K-guard to get his opponent to lower their level so he can continue attacking from the closed guard. We can successfully enter a K-guard or a De La Riva guard, or we can stick with a traditional sweep and end up in top position. Now that we've covered the general overview and game plan from closed guard, we can start getting more in depth with our closed guard attacks. If we're able to get our opponent's hands to the mat, the first position we're going to try to get to is the clamp guard. The clamp guard is when we're able to get onto our side to where we now have a top hip and a bottom hip. Our bottom knee is going to go inside our opponent's far shoulder, and our top knee is going to go across our opponent's back, and we pinch our knees together to maintain the position. From here we have a variety of attacks.
And out of here, we have situations where if we want to pass the leg over the top, we can go omoplata. If we feel like our partner is posturing up and pulling away, there's space here to put our foot on the inside.
The next position we'll talk about is called the top lock, and it's essentially a pit stop in the traditional armbar technique. What we do is we cut an angle and we are able to lock over our opponent's far shoulder, in which case we present our opponent with an option to either pull their arm out and get triangle choked, or leave their arm in and we have a very small movement to complete the armbar. The final position that I think is really important to talk about is the hip bump or overback position. From here we can do a variety of moves like the hip bump sweep, the Kimura, or the occasional guillotine. If you look back at all of these positions, you'll notice one constant detail, and that is that we do not allow our opponent to put their head directly above our head. So in summary, we need to make sure that we're breaking our opponent's posture, and then from there, if we can take the back, that's goal number one. If we can't take the back, we go for a sweep, and if we can't go for a sweep, then we're going to work from one of those attacking positions that we discussed. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching, and if you found value in this video, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks.